What's going on YouTube? Zach with Cardstock Exchange coming at you with another video. So today we have a brand new series getting started and we're just talking about the state of the trading card industry, kind of giving you guys an in-depth look at just kind of what's going on within the different segments of the sports card industry. So today we're focusing on the NBA, specifically, how players' prices have been impacted by the NBA resuming post-bubble, and pretty much talking about some key rookies and second-year players who have just seen their cards skyrocket, in terms of value, and kind of compare that to the counterparts on different teams, and just kind of show the price trajectory for said cards. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So quick shout out to Card Ladder. That's where I've got a lot of this data from, specifically the graphs as well. And this isn't a paid promotion or a sponsorship or any of that. They offer a free tool for everybody to use. And, I'm just wanted to give them a shout out as I think they're a great resource for the hobby. So growing up a UNC fan, seeing Kobe White excel at UNC, I figured it would only be right if we begin with him in this video. And as you guys know, Kobe White's been off to a hot start, putting up 30 points in some of the games he's been playing and averaging, a lot of minutes. So he's definitely getting the playing time from that increased role of being a sixth man just a year ago during his rookie year. So his current PSA 10 Prism, and by the way, for those who don't know, we're using the Panini Prism Rookie as a staple because it kind of is that commodity being traded in the industry. The Panini Prism PSA 10 Rookie kind of has that lore to it. So we're gonna use that as our staple card when comparing prices amongst players. So currently Kobe White's averaging 15.7 points, roughly 5 rebounds, and roughly 5 assists in 32 to 33 minutes a game. A player I like to compare him to is Jamal Murray. For simple reasons, I think they're both pure scoring guards, and both have excelled at a young age on their own. However, both didn't really, in Jamal Murray's case, we really didn't see a peak in his cards until he had great team play around him. And that was a result of a young team coming together and kind of rising their way to the top of the West. Kobe White has a great young supporting cast around him, Wendell Carter Jr., Lauri Markkanen, Zach LaVine, just to name a few. So as we see that team kind of mesh together, we could really see them rise up the East, similar to what the Nuggets did in the West. So Jamal Murray's PSA 10 Panini Prism sits at about 600 to 650, and Kobe White's is 180 to 200. So is there room for growth in Kobe White? Well, if you believe he has the same trajectory as Jamal Murray, a young scoring guard who will be benefited from team play and could rise up the Eastern Conference, I don't see a reason why we wouldn't see an increase in his prices as well. So moving on to one of the most interesting players in basketball, we have Michael Porter Jr. And the reason I say that is, he's been compared to a better Andrew Wiggins, a lesser Kevin Durant, a mix of both. Nobody really seems to have, a solid grasp on what this player can do simply because, he hasn't been healthy. And that's, been kind of the staple of his career. That's why he fell in the draft, once being projected a number 1 overall pick, to falling in the draft a bit just because, of injury concerns. As it currently stands, he's getting back to full strength and is averaging 19.5 points, a little over 6.5 rebounds, and right under 2 assists in 29 minutes a game. So we could see a significant improvement in those stats if he starts reaching that 35 to 36 minute a game mark, and who knows, that'll help Jamal Murray's stats or Jamal Murray's card prices as well. As I previously stated, team play seems to benefit these players' cards. So the comp I gave him is Paul George for a few reasons. They're both score-first forwards who can play defense when needed to. They both have the capability of being a number 1, but throughout at least Paul George's career, he never really led a team deep in the playoffs or made a run. Excluding that one Pacers LeBron year. But he has proven to be a very formidable number 2, both on OKC and on the Clippers. His stats are 25, 6, and 5 essentially, in 32.9 minutes a game. Now, if you take Michael Porter Jr.'s minutes per game and increase them to that 32 to 33 range, this is pretty much a stat line I could see him having, adding a little more rebounds just because of his size. And Paul George doesn't have a Topps Chrome or Panini Prism Rookie just because they didn't have it in that set this year in his rookie year. Sorry. So we're going to use his Donruss rated rookie as kind of that staple rookie for him. And as it currently stands, the PSA 10 is about $325 to $350, very similar in price to Michael Porter Jr.'s. So could we see improved room for growth in Michael Porter Jr.'s? Well, if he does play to help his team get to the championship, as well as just increase his overall points per game, as that seems to drive a lot of card prices, I again don't see a reason why we wouldn't see another jump in his prices. So probably the largest beneficiary of the trading card bump coming into 2021 is Collin Sexton. He has seen a huge rise in his trading card prices, specifically his Panini Prism PSA 10, with it currently sitting at $280 to $300, somewhere in that range. He's averaging 26 points, 2 rebounds, 3.7 assists in 37.5 minutes a game, very eerily similar to Kyrie Irving pre-LeBron in Cleveland. Very much a score-first point guard who doesn't really average many rebounds or assists, but plays a lot of minutes. So the comp I give him is Kemba Walker. Now, Kemba Walker in his prime in Charlotte, was a score-first pure point guard. Didn't really play a lot of defense like Sexton, but was a facilitator. Averaging about 5. Currently as it stands, he's averaging 24 and 5. But he was a facilitator, helped kind of facilitate that team and lead them as best as he could, which I could see Sexton doing once he has talent around him. Both really can't overcome a mediocre supporting cast, though. Kemba needed Boston to kind of get his game to the next level in terms of winning, and I don't see Sexton having any similar, I do see him having a very similar path as Cleveland needs the team around him, and once he gets that team, I could see his stats falling off a bit in terms of points per game, but his team win more. So the question is, will that increase his card price? Kemba's PSA 10 Prism is about a $300 card right now, and that's pretty much where Sexton's is as well. There are other comparisons for Sexton, to be made for Sexton, but I kind of see him having that Kemba Walker type role in the future. When it comes time to a player wanting to win championships, I feel like players, always get to that point in their career where they're like, all right, I need to take a step back and kind of become that winning player to add to my resume. And I think Collin Sexton could see that trajectory similar to Kemba, where he could be that score first guard, but also facilitate on a championship caliber team. Next, we have Boy Wonder, Tyler Herro, whose Panini Prism PSA 10 is sitting in the $280 to $300 range. He's averaging 16, 6, and 4 in 33 minutes. Pretty much kind of the stats we expect, of him coming out of the bubble. It's really hard to comp Tyler Herro. Talked with a few people about it and kind of garnered their opinions. But at the end of the day, I kind of came up with Victor Oladipo for a couple of reasons. His current Panini Prism PSA 10 is sitting at 200 to 225, so slightly under Tyler Herro's, but he's averaging 6 rebounds essentially and 4 assists in 32 minutes a game. And, the reason I say this is both are capable of being that number one option. Tyler Herro and Victor Oladipo have both proven that throughout their career. Tyler Herro's career, being much shorter than Victor Oladipo's up to this point. But both are, can lead a team on their own, but not too far in the playoffs. They both need that team around them, as they are score capable of putting up points, but are better when having a team around them. And, it's easy to say that about a lot of players, but, we see people like James Harden who just purely can just score at will and can lead a team, can will a team based on their scoring ability. Whereas Herro and Oladipo are kind of similar. They can score, but they can't really lead the team solely based on scoring, or lead a team to win solely based on that. So I kind of see that as Herro's comp. So, could we see an increase in Herro's prices even from here? Absolutely. He has, he has a song written about him. He has the hype. He kind of is that player that people gravitate towards. So just that alone, that hype alone could lead to a spike in his price, but that is the comparison for now. Finally, we have a player who's had a lot of up and downs in his card prices over the past year, based on, different social media influencers kind of promoting his card to his game, just going to the next level, whole numerous amount of factors. But we have the Devin Booker Panini Prism PSA 10 rookie. Currently sitting in the 950 to 1,000 range with stats of 21 points, 4 rebounds, and a little under 4.5 assists in 35 minutes a game. Definitely numbers that I expect to rise, especially the points per game, back to the normal levels of 26 to 27 or even higher, as that is kind of his claim to fame, is being that scoring guard. The comp I give him is Vince Carter without the athleticism, of course. I want to preface that because nobody is, very few NBA players are more athletic than Vince Carter. But Vince Carter's career stats are, 23.5 a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and that's kind of taking into account his good years of playing at the same amount of minutes, 35.4 per game. And eerily similar enough as they are in terms of stats, his current Topps Chrome, sorry, that was a set back then. Topps Chrome PSA 10 rookie is sitting in the $950 to $1,000 range, basically exactly where the Devin Booker's sitting. The reason I make this comparison is they're both number one options who are pure scorers. Both have and probably won't ever win a championship. I mean, Vince Carter, is essentially retired, but we don't know. He might pull a Brett Favre and just come back out of retirement. But Devin Booker is kind of the same way. He has his number 2 in DeAndre Ayton, just like Carter had Tracy McGrady. But, as Vince Carter could never really win a title, I don't see Devin Booker ever personally, winning a title unless he goes to just like a Golden State or like a Kevin Durant to Golden State, right? Unless he just truly joins that caliber of a team. He's always going to be a very good player and a pure scorer, but I don't see him ever winning a title. And if that's his trajectory, that's very similar to Vince Carter. But we could still see a price increase in his Panini Prism rookie, as, we have in the past seen it rise up to the $1,500 range. And I believe it, I don't know if it ever hit 2,000. Who knows with this market? It's kind of so volatile, but we could still see an increase in price as his scoring per game goes up from the 21 points to in the high 20s. Finally, we have a card that, I want to stipulate that I'm not endorsing it's going to reach this price, the target price, but a card I could see growth for, especially in 2021 and as a long-term investment. And that's the Kevin Durant SP Authentic Rookie Patch Auto, numbered out of 299. So with a finite supply, a sleek design, and the fact that other Kevin Durant, like patch autos from his rookie year are just skyrocketing in price, I don't see anything different for this card. As we know, his number one card is the exquisite Rookie Patch Auto, but in basically second place, we have this card. So LeBron James, aside from his exquisite Rookie Auto, we have, his SP Authentic Rookie Patch Auto, amongst other cards that have significantly increased in value as the exquisite continues to reach new heights. So as the Kevin Durant exquisite rookie auto continues to reach new heights based on auction sales, that'll pull up the the secondary or tier 2 cards, as we call them. So right now you can roughly get it in the $4,500 to $6K price range. Again, I say roughly because who knows? It's such a hard card to find comps on, as it doesn't sell often. But I could see this ending up in that $8,000 range in the future, and I could totally be wrong on that, and I'll look back on this video and be like, dang, that was a bad example. But at the same time, I could very much see this card having significant growth in 2021. So while I'm never going to endorse buying a card, especially for this amount of money, as that's high risk, high reward, the market has shown that tier 2 cards of superstar players will increase in price over time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative, and I can't wait to see what the trading card market has in store for us in the future as the trends continue to go up, and we see just every industry, NBA, MLB, NFL, just all skyrocketing in price. So we'll make another videos on the NFL as well as MLB, and kind of keep tabs on the NBA from month to month. So you can find us on all socials at Cardstock Exchange, just one word. That's our name on all platforms. And again, be on the lookout for the website, as it will be coming out live soon. Super excited to have that out in the market for you guys, as I believe it'll revolutionize the way we buy and sell trading cards. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the series. Go check out the YouTube channel for other videos and clips of just me talking about my collection amongst other things. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching.